Hey, you guys, I wanted to welcome you all to Sustainable Tucson's holiday parties. So Sustainapalooza, again, came up with that name. And I'm really excited to have lots of talent here from all around Tucson. There's been so many exciting things that have happened in Tucson around sustainability. Sometimes we like to think about the bad things, but I think we could take a moment tonight to just really celebrate the wonderful things that are happening here in Tucson. The city has implemented a green infrastructure plan that the citizens voted on. The mayor has the Million Tree Program. Sustainable Tucson has several committees, the Zero Waste Committee, the faith-based and charitable, why am I getting this wrong? Charitable and faith-based committee, and they're working with a church to implement some gray water and to look at their impact as far as energy goes. And then there's the Habitat Restoration Committee, which is also doing some great stuff. I think they're starting a habitat garden, which is we're really excited about. And the ambassadors are starting an ambassador program coming up. So you'll want to look out on our Sustainable Tucson website and on our Sustainable Tucson Facebook page for more information about that. So what better way to celebrate the season and to celebrate sustainability than to share the work and enjoy the work of our artists for sustainability. So thank you all for coming out tonight. Thank you to our artists, and let's get the show on the road.
Okay. That sounds great. I'll go ahead and pin myself for a second so you can see me. Yes, again, welcome everyone. It's so great to have you here. I noticed my camera's not like showing the right angle. There we go. So I did notice that Katie is here. So actually Katie is the first person up on the regular program. So I am going to switch over to Katie in just a minute to let her introduce her dance number. And then we're going to watch her clog to Big Yellow Taxi. And I've already seen this. It's really fun. So Katie, do you have any words you'd like to say?
And while we're waiting for Katie, just want to remind everybody.
You're muted, Katie.
There we go. Okay, this is my first time using this. Sorry, now I know what to do. Hi, I'm Katie. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm a clog dancer. And so Jana reached out to me and said, what do you think about doing a sustainability themed dance? And my first thought was, that sounds challenging. And then my second thought was, Big Yellow Taxi, great, cheerful, environmentally themed song with a nice gut punch at the end when Joni Mitchell turns it from all of these environmental themes to her old man getting in a big yellow taxi. So I had a lot of fun writing a dance for you, and I hope you enjoy it. So this is Big Yellow Taxi by Joni Mitchell.
Up a parking lot with a pink hotel, a boutique, and a swinging hot spot. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? It takes paradise, put up a parking lot. They took all the trees, put them in a tree museum, and they charged the people $1.50 just to see 'em. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know gone. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Late last night, I heard the screen door slam, and a big yellow taxi took away my old man. Oh, it always seems to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. I said, oh, it always seems to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot.
Woohoo!
Yay!
All right. That was so much fun. Thank you.
And I want to just say that Katie has been doing work, one of our artists for sustainability for a while. She actually was the one who choreographed our recycling movie, No, That Isn't Recyclable. So thank you, Katie.
Yay!
Yay.
Okay. And then I saw that Sherry had joined us. So I don't know if Chris is here. I didn't see that during the interim. So, oh, it looks like Chris is here as well. So would you like to speak a little bit about the next clip that we're going to be watching? Because we're going to be watching some improv comedy by the Sedonuts, and I'd like them to set that up while I get this going here.
Well, we kind of set it up on tape, so it's pretty self-contained. But we do improv comedy, right, Chris? And
Yeah, we're up in Sedona. We're both members of a troupe up here called Zenprov, and the two of us have named ourselves the Sedonuts for the purposes of doing this little show together.
Yes.
And because of technical reasons, we decided to pre-record.
Which is going to be redundant whenever you see
Dan is about to play for you.
Yes, he is. As soon as I get my settings correct for...
We can tell everybody that we have a show on Saturday night.
Good idea.
Yes, please do.
That's free, and it's called 2020. It's Elfin Over. So
Very nice.
If you're wanting a little Christmas themed-ish type of.
Yeah. Fun. That's one of my favorite movies.
It's going to be live streaming on Facebook, and there is in the chat, we've just put the link onto that. So that will be Saturday evening, 7 p.m. Arizona time.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Hello, my name is Chris Reedish.
And I'm Sherry Richards, and we are the
Sedonuts. Yes, because we're from Sedona.
Yeah.
And one food that neither of us can eat anymore is donuts.
Donuts. Yeah, because we're gluten-free and sugar-free.
Yeah.
So there you go. It's
Yeah.
a Sedona thing, right?
Yeah, they might have that down in Tucson, maybe.
It could be another liberal enclave in Arizona
Mm-hmm.
where people are gluten-free and sugar-free potentially.
Yes.
And sustainable, because we're at the sustainable...
Exactly.
It's the Sustainapalooza, right?
And donuts are not really a sustainable food. I mean, you cannot sustain yourself on donuts alone. I think that's in the Bible. I'm pretty sure.
Sure it is. All right, so we're here to do improv, right, Chris?
That's what we're supposed to be doing. Yes. So we're recording this, obviously, because of technical issues. So Jana and Dan were kind enough to send us a suggestion in an email, which we have not yet opened.
We
So
don't know what it is.
Going to open it and read what it is, and then whatever it is they've written, we will use that as the basis to do an improvised scene.
That means we're going to make it all up right now.
That's right. And, it's improv, so when it's great, it's great.
And when it's bad,
it sucks. Yeah.
So we don't know.
Anyway, we don't know. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, indeed.
Okay. All right. I'm going to open the email and see what it says.
Okay. Let's see what it says.
Okay. Here we go. Okay. The word is prickly pear. prickly pear.
Oh, prickly pear. You know, when you brought me to the desert, you did not tell me that I was going to have to live on prickly pear cactuses. I mean, I'm sick of it.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry that I've done that to you. And I think I forgot to mention something important, honey.
What?
You're not supposed to eat the skin. That's probably why you hate them so much.
Now you're telling me? Now you're telling me you're not supposed to eat the skin? Well, I knew you weren't supposed to eat the prickers. I mean, I got that part, like, right? I got good. I'm good at taking those out of there. But I didn't know you weren't supposed to eat the skin.
No, because the skin has little mini prickers in it, you see. That's why your mouth is so prickly.
I know. I
Yeah.
know. So it is that why you haven't kissed me for so long?
Yeah. That
That's what
and
I thought.
yeah.
So you brought me to the desert and fed me
Yes.
prickly pear cactuses
Yes.
without telling me that I needed to take the skin off
Yes.
so that you wouldn't have to kiss me. Is that right?
Yes. There's also another thing I haven't told you.
What?
Well, you remember that I spend a lot of time at the Desert Botanical Garden?
Yeah.
And you remember that when we went there, there was a really, really good looking tour guide?
Yeah.
And you remember that since then, I've been back to the Desert Botanical Garden every day?
Mm-hmm. So you're telling me you're having an affair with a really good-looking tour guide at the Desert Botanical Garden?
Well,
Just tell. No, I didn't. get
actually,
that.
I'm not telling you that. I'm kind of skirting around the subject, which is, that's my way. I don't like to be direct.
Yeah, you skirted when you said we're going to move to Tucson and we're going to live on prickly pears because you want to live a sustainable lifestyle. And did I fight you? No, I came. I've been eating prickly pear. I've been eating prickly pear jam and prickly pear pancakes and prickly pear tequilas, which I'm starting to drink a lot of.
And mashed prickly pears.
Mashed.
Prickly pear gumbo.
And even prickly pear gum balls, you even know you can chew the skin for a really So you skirted around that, but I followed you, and now you're skirting around this whole affair thing. But I'm here. So let me just answer this. Does the tour guide wear a skirt or pants?
She could.
Okay, that's all. I just needed to know if it was a she or a he, and now I know. It's like at least you're leaving me for another woman.
Yeah.
Are you leaving me?
Well, no, not at all. No, I love you. Of course not. I mean.
Well, that's a relief.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. No, I love you. But I am also quite attached to Cassandra. Cassandra, okay. Yes, who doesn't always wear a skirt or pants, if I'm going to be honest.
I wouldn't have expected you to be quite so visual about the whole thing. Now you've got, it's in my mind now about Cassandra not wearing a skirt or pants, or maybe anything.
Well, now you're putting words into my mouth.
Okay.
I never said that.
Okay, that's good. I'm just going to forget about it because, I just like to forget about things. I just like to put them out of my mind.
It just depends where she is. Obviously, when she's at work, she often does wear clothes.
Okay, look, Tony, let's just not talk about Cassandra, all right? I mean, let's talk about what else we might eat besides a prickly pear cactus. How about you take me out and we have something like a vegetarian pizza? Is that sustainable?
It's
How about no?
very
yes?
sustainable. Yeah, absolutely. Very sustainable.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. I would love to.
Okay.
When were you thinking?
I was thinking that we should go out and have a vegetarian pizza like right now, because if you don't take me out pretty soon, I'm going to put some more prickly pear cactus in my mouth and I'm going to start crying. And I don't think you want that.
I really hate it when you cry. But Cassandra gets off in about 15 minutes.
Okay, well, let's bring her along.
Sorry, what?
Bring her along.
You want to meet Cassandra?
Look, if I love you and you love me and you love Cassandra, and you know, I actually might love Bob, who lives next door, but you know,
What?
we can all
Wait,
go out.
what?
Yeah, well,
What?
you know, Bob, who sometimes wears pants and sometimes doesn't.
You've been having an affair behind my back?
I didn't say I was having an affair. I just said Bob sometimes wears pants and sometimes he doesn't.
I cannot get that image out of my mind.
See? And
Scene.
Okay.
There we go.
That's
One
donuts.
nice scene. So donuts. Yeah.
You got it.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye now.
Enjoy the rest of the show.
See ya.
All right. Thank you to the Sedonuts.
Thank you.
That was fun.
There's a new
Thank you.
idea of what sustainability is. If you guys want to learn anything about sustainability, Sustainable Tucson has meetings the second Tuesday of every month via the same kind of platform. So we invite you to come and learn about sustainability. You can also check out our Facebook page, which, you know, the Sustainable Tucson Facebook community is very active. So if any of you are wanting, you know, feeling isolated at home and you need, you know, more company, have a chat on our Facebook page. Thank you so much, Chris. Do you have any last words for the audience now?
Have fun, guys.
Yeah,
Thanks
enjoy
for having us.
the rest of the show. We enjoyed it, and hopefully you did too.
Thank you so much. Thank you for doing
Thanks,
that.
Jana. Thanks, Dan.
Bye.
All right. And so let me turn my camera back on. And up next, I did see Robin come in. And so we've got Robin Motzer is going to be sharing some art and a poem. So Robin, are you ready to jump on in there? And Jana, did you have anything you wanted to do for an intro?
I just wanted to say that Robin is also the head of our Habitat Restoration Committee. So if she wants to tell us after she does her presentation about, you know, the garden that they're putting together, that would be awesome too. Anyway, thank you for coming, Robin. Thank you. Oh, you could use some more light in your room.
Yes, you're right. Hold on. Is that better?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right, thank you. All right. This is my painting. I don't know if you can see it, but this is a poem called I Am Nature, We Are Nature. I live peacefully among all the species and talk with all species. Some make fun of those who are different, which makes no sorry, let me start over. Okay. I live peacefully among all species and talk with all the beasties. Some make fun of those who are different, which is of no concern, as my life is happy and magnificent. As I connect with animals, insects, reptiles, and bees, with the cacti, rocks, flowers, plants, and trees, and swim with the aquatic life, large and small, I walk with the four-leggeds and love them all. We are all interconnected, and that is, I do no harm as I walk, talk, and act. I sing in harmony with all of nature's voices, knowing that simplicity and kindness are choices. I connect with the earth in my bare feet, and my heart connects with all of life's beat. Giving is my expression of love for nature, animals, and people too, even though I do not like what many do. To heal the grief for all the harm and destruction, we must live peacefully with nature's instruction. Empathy for others, follow nature's way, and no, not pillage. Connection with all species is like living in one big village. Dance with the winged ones and hear their call. We must love daily as we are nature and related to all. Protect and respect life in the San Pedro and all rivers, all the habitats and sentient beings that walk, fly, swim, and slither. This is from the San Pedro anthology book when we were trying to protect the river. So anyway, thank you very much for letting me be a part of this. This is really fun. Just a quick thing about Habitat Restoration Group. We have our first community project with Sam Hughes Neighborhood Association, and we're going to be creating a garden on a lot where the water park is, water tower building is, and it's across from Himmel Park. Right now it's a gravel lot, so we're going to transform it into a beautiful community space, and one that also will be able to be an inspiration and education about the importance of pollinators and native plants. So hope you can join us. Our next meeting is Saturday, December 19th at 9 a.m. If you're interested, please at robin@sustainabletucson.org. Thanks a lot, Jana and Dan, for putting this together.
And thank you for participating, Robin. Really appreciate that.
And I just put Robin's email address, robin@sustainabletucson.org, in the chat. So if you're interested in joining, I'm really excited about what Robin is doing. And thank you so much for sharing your poem and your art. I love that painting. Dan?
So it helps if I unmute, doesn't it? We have Imagine One Heartbeat by Method to the Madness. And I do see that at least one member is here. So would you like to do anything for an intro? And I'm going to set up, and unfortunately, I'm betting I'm going to have to give you audio over my headphones again. But I don't know if that's you, Stella, or who is here.
Stella,
but
it's Stella and Misty from Method to the Madness.
There we go, guys.
Hi, guys. We are so happy to be a part of sustainability for Tucson. And we actually chose this iconic song by John Lennon and decided to give kind of a Tucson feel for it. And it was a really great opportunity for several people in different parts of the community to come together in Reed Park, which, as everybody knows, is going to be torn down near the duck pond. One Heartbeat has been meeting there and drumming every Sunday. And Black Man Clay has truly left a 40-year legacy, if you want to talk about sustainability. For generations, drummers have been participating in this come one, come all from all walks of life. So Differently Abled Entertainment, which is run by Johnny Campbell, big thank you to Johnny for making this happen, provided us with video crews working with Jesus Chino and Dwight Jefferson. We got footage from Dondi Irvine and John Holiday of One Heartbeat. It's Irvin, sorry, Dondi. And we would, Thor Music and Media, our label, came together and put this together in about 6 days. So this is really, truly the community coming together full-heartedly, and we hope you enjoy it.
right? And also Reed Park is one of the only areas that actually has a lot of trees, a lot of grass, stuff to help the environment in
Correct.
Tucson more so than the concrete jungle that
That
is
is-
turning into.
Yeah.
So it's one of the last places left with grass to go and stick your toes in, and
Enjoy.
trees
Yeah.
and, you know, just wildlife to enjoy around
Right.
here.
And in case the park actually does go through and renovate things, we wanted to make this video with one heartbeat there before it happened.
All right, great. That was a great intro, and let's jump right into it. So thank you, and I really appreciate, yeah, I know that you were working on this right up to the last minute, so really appreciate you taking the time to put this video together for us. And let's see, let me go ahead and share this, and we'll see how this works.
Let me hear you say, one heart, one beat, one soul, one mind. One heart, one beat, one soul, one mind. Mind. One heart, one beat, one soul, one mind. Minds. You got nothing to kill or die for. And religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You might say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. No. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world has one heart, one beat, one soul, one mind. Singing now, one heart, one beat, one soul, one mind. One heart, one beat, one soul, one mind. One heart, one beat, one soul, one mind. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You might say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. No. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world has one heart, one beat, one soul, one mind. 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 One
All right. Thank you so much. Method to the madness.
Yeah, so I just want to say this is just a new world for us, this whole virtual thing. And I want to like say, can you guys like put a link to your video in the chat so that everybody can enjoy it as you intended it? There were beautiful images, and I would love for everybody to be able to hear that. Maybe also, Katie, can you put yours up there? If we had time at the end.
Actually, as long as it's okay with everyone, I can actually upload the original videos onto YouTube so people can see them later. So
that's fine. Yeah, you can also just look up Method to the Madness. We're on every streaming platform internationally,
and we're on YouTube
and Facebook. We're everywhere.
Great. Yeah, and again, apologies about the tech issues. Like I said, it always works perfect in the practice, and then when you actually get there, it doesn't want to work. My Mac has failed me.
We deal with instruments and tech every day.
Right. The images are so beautiful, and I love what you guys are trying to do. And you guys have a cool look too.
Thank you.
So anyway, thank you so much for taking the time. I know you put a lot of time and energy into that, and we so appreciate it from our hearts.
Thank you. Thank you for letting us be a part of this with all the other talented local people. I mean, just go local talent. It's T-Town.
Yep.
Yep, yeah. Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, and I did see Mari came in. So Mari, I don't know. We do have a short film. Mari was accepted as a member of her Wild Vision Initiative, which has created a directory of some of the most talented, incredibly accomplished active women and women identifying conservation photographers and filmmakers working around the world. Mari, would you like to say anything before we do this while I'm trying to cue this up?
Yeah, hi everyone. Thanks for having me. And Jana, thanks for asking if you could show some of my work. I'm really passionate about the environment, and so a lot of the work that I do is around different kinds of environmental issues. And I work for the University of Arizona as a filmmaker for the research department. And so I work with researchers in all different disciplines trying to, document and sort of put that human face and human connection to the research that's done. And so the piece that's going to be shown is a piece I did about 2 years ago with some people from the U of A, and it's sort of looking at climate change, and in particular in Guatemala. They're tree ring scientists, and so they've been working with groups in Guatemala for over a decade, and I went with them to document some of their work. So.
And by popular demand, so I put her honor on our Artists for Sustainability page, and they were like, we have to see some of her work. So here we go.
Let's see what happens. Here we go. That's looking good. So we may actually have good audio this time.
Una montaña, oiga, como oímos ahorita que las montañas suenan por el aire, como que se fueran cantando. Para mí son compañías sagradas y yo les digo gracias, Dios de los cielos, por ponerme en este lugar, porque para mí es un lugar especial estar en esta montaña, pero aquí en las montañas hay necesidades. Eso es lo que me hace falta a la gente, a la comunidad. Entonces, para no destruir ese bosque tan hermoso, tan precioso, porque nosotros acá solo de madera vivimos. Pero ahora el problema es día tras día se están creciendo.
If you look around the world, one of the things that becomes very clear is that the countries and the people that are going to be most responsible for ultimately the change in climate. people and societies and countries that have emitted the most CO2, that bear the greatest weight for the climate changes that are coming, are not going to be the ones that are impacted most heavily by that. The people that are going to be most vulnerable, the people that are going to suffer the consequences of our emission of CO2 in the United States and in Europe and other countries are going to be populations like the populations in the Western Highlands of Guatemala. And then to pile on top of that vulnerability, the additional stresses and the additional challenges that come with human-caused climate change. This is our responsibility. So our work is focused on reconstructing past droughts and trying to put current changes and future changes in the perspective of the past. Feels nice and solid. So what we're really trying to do is fill in this gap. Tree rings provide this precise, exactly dated, annual resolution perspective on past climates. Tree rings provide one of the only ways that we're going to get that information. And they really give us that kind of precision that we need to talk about the climate of the last few centuries. And that's the first sample.
And then we face this challenge of, okay, now we have this climate information new to Guatemala. How do we communicate? By being in touch with community leaders and making them part of the research. I think that's one good way to engage communities, is obviously taking them into account from the beginning, but also respecting their own worldviews.
Damos mantenimiento al bosque y lo cuidamos porque este nos va a beneficiar más después. En el futuro tal vez ya no voy a estar, pero para mis hijos, mis nietos, y para mí es importante estos bosques porque de esa manera vamos a vivir. Y la idea que ustedes nos están dando, yo creo que con esto vamos a seguir más adelante. Antes nuestros abuelos no tenían el conocimiento, pero ellos tenían grandes bosques. Pero a través del conocimiento, de la gran experiencia de Kevin, hoy lo estoy viendo, este bosque va a estar más bonito adelante. Porque desde un principio casi ya estaba destruido. Pero hoy estoy viendo con lo que sembramos no es abasto. Pero siente que sí, estoy superando día tras día a través de ustedes.
The new chronology has had that impact, a positive impact on communities, because they are usually the ones who are dealing with the consequences of climate variability and climate change, but not necessarily part of the solution. And I think they feel now they are part also of the solution, bringing new information to the table. So how can we move this forward together?
This is science that's gone well beyond curiosity. This is science that's now gone well beyond discovery into something that is meaningful for millions of people, and many of whom, you know, we've met personally. It has to do with the people that we've met, more so even than the trees we core, or the sites we visit, or the data we develop, or even the presentations we give. It's something that's related to the people in the Western Highlands of Guatemala, how they deal with climate variability and what it means for their lives.
¿Cómo se puede observar? Los lugares ya están como ya derrumbados. Entonces, por medio de estas instituciones y la gente sembrando, porque la gente no viene a botar árboles, sino viene a darnos más ideas, cómo cuidarlos. Para mí he compartido la que no sabía, hoy lo sé y voy a seguir sabiendo. La colaboración de la gente, cuidarse, trabajar, mantener, mucho menos la gente de internacional como ustedes. Entonces ellos nos hacen una ayuda porque este es nuestro, y con la idea de la gente nos hace levantar más arriba y seguimos a la mano como hermanos, aunque son de otros países, pero hagamos hermanos país a país para el desarrollo, tanto ustedes, tanto para mí. Unámonos todos para poder sacar adelante nuestro país con el área verde. Ese dicho.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mari.
Yeah, of course. Thank you guys for taking an interest.
That was so good. I'm so glad it played well because that was a delight to watch. Thank you so much for sharing with that.
Yeah,
with us.
absolutely.
Yeah, and I'll take the blame for that. I should have gotten everything uploaded to YouTube beforehand, but I didn't. So my apologies on that. But yes, that was a great film. Does anyone have any questions about it? I mean, I thought that was really impactful and really interesting. And I guess one question I did have that maybe you can answer is, why exactly were they doing the coring the trees? I mean, maybe it was mentioned, but I didn't quite catch it.
Yeah, so originally this was part of like a bigger story. So there's a couple videos and some writing and text that sort of gives a little bit more context. But so the group of scientists that I was with, they're dendrochronologists, so they study trees. And they're working to recreate the paleoclimate record in Guatemala because there is really no record. And so by using tree rings, they can actually look at like past precipitation and see, you know, when were periods of drought, when were periods of rainfall, and sort of build that model to hopefully better predict what might happen like in that area for these communities in the future.
Great.
Yeah,
that was it was a beautiful film, and I really enjoyed it. And I love the you know, just the connection that the university researchers had with the people who lived there in the forest, and just that was really incredible to see.
Yeah. Kevin is amazing, the scientist that spearheads that project, and yeah, you can really tell that he cares for these people, and they have a really beautiful connection.
So I want to congratulate you again too on your Wild Vision initiative.
Thank you.
Well earned.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Any more questions for her, or are we good?
Okay, well then, thank you again so much, Mari. Really appreciate you being here with us tonight.
Yeah.
And I think the next thing we have up is Jana recorded a scene from the play that she wrote called Regeneration. And so we are going to view that next.
And we have one of the actors here, I believe. Eduardo, are you here? If you are, you can put your camera on and your mic on. It's down at the bottom. So the video actually shares what I'm actually doing a virtual live reading. So we're actually dealing with the same kind of issues we're having tonight. So this is all a very much of a learning experience and really important for my learning curve as I direct this play Regeneration, and figuring out like how the actors will, you know, be in the frames. By the way, you guys can watch, you know, if there's more than one person speaking tonight, that you can watch this in, you know, I think it's tile view. Under the three dots on the right hand corner of the bottom of your screen, you can scroll up and you can see change layout. And if there's more people more than one person talking, you can change layout to the tiled view, so you see both people at the same time. But anyway, those are one of the things we've been learning about, like when people come in, do they go to the top of the screen? And so we just had to record this. We didn't realize there were such issues of doing it live that anybody could come in the middle of it. So like we could be like performing this live, which we intended to do, and you know, somebody just ding, comes in and they will be in our play. So we decided at the last minute, so we recorded this reading like just like minutes before you guys all got here. So hopefully it works well tonight, and I'm really proud of my actors. And how is this going? Are you ready, Dan?
Let's see how it happens. I've got it queued up, so let's see if we can get it. It's always kind of a good question, but that should be it. Let's see if this is the right one. This looks like it is the right one. Excellent. Okay, here we go.
Tonight, some of the cast of Regeneration will be reading a scene from it. Regeneration by Jana Segal-Stormont is about a diverse group of teens who bring their communities together to save Tucson as climate change progresses. We are currently producing a virtual reading of the party, led by a group of talented young adults. The purpose is to reach out to our community about sustainable solutions like regenerative farming with rainwater. Tucson, Arizona is in the not-so-distant future when the effects of the climate crisis are being felt, resulting in more poverty, run-down neighborhoods, abandoned homes, and more crime. Drought followed by severe storms have caused more erosion in the riverbeds. There's a severe water shortage. Even the saguaros are dying. The power has gone off, so the gangs are out in full force. There has been a run on the food bank. A house in the barrio in South Tucson with a high adobe wall. A branch of a pomegranate tree hangs over the side. Sound of gunshots in the distance. 15-year-old Rogelio is in the alleyway, looking nervously up at his older brother Ramon, climbing the wall. Ramon reaches the top.
Hurry! Just grab the pomegranates and let's go, okay?
All I see is, trees and solar panels, bro.
Well, what did you expect to see, dude?
What do you think, estúpido? It's a crazy weed lady house,
Wait, you thought...
Yo, what you laughing at, man?
Nothing. You're not gonna find what you're looking for, dude.
Yo, I say, you saw the way she dresses? Those crazy old funky sandals, no bra. Come on, she gotta have some weed going out here somewhere, bro. There's no plugs out here. It's dead in the city.
Oh, well, can you get down now before you get caught?
Come on. She's not here, all right? Come on, chill out, man.
Searchlights from police car flashes onto the wall. Rogelio hides behind the wall. Ramon jumps into the yard.
We go. Ah, damn! Ah!
Whew. You alright, bro?
Ah! Yo, who the hell leaves a big ass hole in the back of the yard, man?
Well, maybe it's a booby trap. Can we go now before you get caught? You already have like 2 strikes against you, dude.
No, I can't, bro. I think I broke my ankle. Yo.
Just a minute. Shh. I heard something.
Rogelio disappears around the house.
There we go, man. Yo, come on, man. Don't dip out on me like that. No, I'm sorry for running on you last time, man. I'm sorry, man. Don't go roll.
Ramon turns on his cell phone light and shines it on heritage fruit trees and a large clay cistern.
Shit. Hey, Ro. You should see this place, man. It's a bunch of trees. Not just pomegranates, man. Yo, there's toronjas. Yo, there's little apples, man. Yo, there's even figs out here. Man, she's probably hoarding a shit ton of water, isn't it? Yo, is that? But she got a fucking toilet out here, man.
The backyard porch light goes on. Rogelio and a barefooted crazy weed lady come out of the backyard door.
Oh, shit! Gosh darn those goat. God damn! God! I thought I got all you suckers. Ah! Oh.
What?
I knocked on the front door. This is
Martha, crazy weed lady to you too.
Yeah, I told her about Abuela wasn't feeling well, so when she saw the pomegranate hanging over the wall, and we thought that we.
Oh
could...
yeah. You thought you'd just help yourself. Don't lie to me, you little punk.
Sorry.
If you're hungry, you knock on my front door. I don't need people suing me for damages.
Boy, you might want to fill up this big ass hole you got here.
That catchment basin? There's no way. Let me take a look at that ankle.
Oh.
She rubs her hands vigorously together and holds it over Ramon's ankle.
How's that? How's the ankle?
Yeah. Hey, that feels better.
Yeah, you heard of Reiki?
Oh, well, what's that? Some kind of like witchcraft thingy?
Oh no, it's healing energy. I learned it in nurses training.
Cool.
Oh, what? Huh? That surprises you? Yeah. Huh?
No. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I admit I'm a little nutty fruity. It's just that Earth feels so good under my feet.
Oh.
Now, you two punks, get to work before I call the cops. Here you go.
She hands them both baskets.
What are you waiting for? Huh? Your whale needs some vitamin C. Get to picking.
The boys look at each other, shrug, and start picking.
I never seen so much fruit before. How'd you get enough water anyway? Hasn't rained for like ages.
Well, when it does rain, I harvest the rainwater in catchment basins. You can see, right? And cisterns.
Cisterns?
Yeah, a water barrel.
Water barrels.
Well, oh, good. You'd be surprised how much water you can get off the roof. And the wood chip mulch, see? In the catchment basins, that allows the rainwater to sink in beautifully.
Oh, that's amazing. Wonder why I never caught on.
Sorry, don't get me started.
Hey, want us to pick up some of these weeds while we at it?
No.
He bent over to pull some weeds in the basin.
Those aren't weeds.
Sorry, it feels like you saw you pulling them out last time. You know, you thought maybe you needed some help with the jungle. You know.
Oh, those are native grasses. I plant them because their roots, they hold in the moisture and stop erosion. Come on over here.
Oh.
Check out the soil under the weeds.
Oh.
Cool, right?
Yeah.
You see how rich the soil is?
Oh.
Go ahead, feel it. Get a good whiff.
Oh, check out all the bugs though.
Their poop that nourishes the soil.
Huh?
Ramon drops the dirt from
Nothing grows
his
in the
hand.
desert. People think nothing grows in the desert.
Then why pull everybody's weeds then?
Oh, to keep them from spraying them with Roundup, right?
Right. Too many people die needlessly.
Abuela, I heard you yelling at that jerk with the metal fortress around his yard.
Oh, that guy. He thinks he's God-given the right to do whatever he wants on his property. You know, we're all connected. And that poison that he sprays, it sinks into the water we all drink. Not that that matters anymore, but there was a time we thought we could have a sustainable water supply here.
We?
Ramon elbows him.
People keep coming and consuming, but my husband, my love, he never gave up. Tucson's wonder boy. He was out to save the world. Well, at least Tucson, one basin at a time. He worked up to the end, digging the gravel and pulling out the plastic out of people's yards, planting healthy native grasses. He used to say there was enough water for all of us if we just planted the rain. That's what he called it, rainwater harvesting.
Oh, well, that's like genius.
No, not really. People have been doing that sort of rainwater harvesting for ages. Wow. If anything, his genius was adapting the methods of the desert people.
Oh.
They knew how to live in harmony with the land.
Yeah, you mean the TO, right? Hassan's people?
Yeah. You should have seen our street. It was shaded with mesquites and palo verdes, all watered with rain. When I think about what could have been, we had this dream that Tucson could become an oasis in the desert, an ecotourism destination. And some of us tried, we formed this co-op, and the city and county, they even got on board, implemented a green infrastructure around town. But the people, they kept coming and coming. We needed them to come together. Like, you know, in World War II, when we had the victory gardens, but we're all divided into tribes. We couldn't get people to work together to save their lives, much less the city. It was too much for that overtaxed co-op. All that new development sucked our aquifer dry. And my sweetie, he worked himself till his body gave out. He had cancer. Finally caught up with him. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Rogelio awkwardly puts his arm around her.
I don't know what's gotten into me.
We're sorry for your loss, ma'am.
Yeah. I'm sorry for your loss too.
Huh?
Huh?
It just kills me. If we had had strong leadership, installed community solar, took advantage of all the sun we have, we could have prevented a lot of suffering and kept more of our modern conveniences.
Yeah, like indoor toilets.
Oh, that's a composting toilet. It saves a ton of water, and all the pee is good for the trees. Okay, you two kids ought to be getting home now before the cops come.
What?
Called them when I heard you guys were out here.
What?
I'm just messing with you. Damn, you're so easy.
So you're all right then?
Yeah, I'm good as it gets, I guess. It's hard. I'm just so angry. I'm angry at him for leaving me deal with this mess. It makes me a little crazy thinking about it. How things might have been different, but
Well, I mean, you're not alone now.
gonna have a little pity party. You want to join me?
Yo, what you got?
Ice cream. I think I have some Rocky Road left.
Oh, Rocky Road!
Ramon elbows him.
Yo, we should get going to check on Abuela, you know?
Oh, you thought, huh? Crazy weed lady, right?
So that was interesting. So we just recorded that a few minutes ago. Oh, thank you, Dwayne. We just recorded that like right before the show. And so I just learned something. When I recorded this, I could see all the actors on the screen. And so now you could see that anybody who was making the noise, most noise, I guess, went up on the screen. So we learned, I've got some crew here tonight. Itzel, I think, is here. Dean is here. We've got, I am so excited to be working with young people who are doing all the production work for this. So they're learning from this experience too. We learn one thing, we shouldn't talk over each other during these things. So anyway, I just want to thank, you know, I don't think any of the actors actually ended up showing up tonight, but I'm excited to have some members of the crew here. And I hope you guys are all taking notes because we're going to do even better when we do our virtual reading that will premiere in February. So.
Yep, and great job. It was really fun. Does anyone have any questions or comments for anyone that is still here from the crew? I don't know if, like I said, I can't see right now to see if they're all there or not.
It's mostly me. You might send me when you talk because in my view, I keep seeing Dwayne. Does anybody have any questions about this process? And does Itzel or Dean want to make any comments about this or why you joined the play? If you do, unmute your mic and put on your camera. It's down at the bottom of the screen. Wow.
This is the first time seeing the recording, and it came together. I loved it. I thought you nailed it with the recording, with the short notice and everything. When you started recording it, it was perfect. I liked it. Like I took some notes and everything. And heck yeah, I'm excited for it.
Thanks for all your help, Dean. I just couldn't do this without your encouragement. And so yeah, Dean's our tech guy, so he's definitely taking notes here. But yeah, I don't know if I didn't choose tile view in my own thing, though. Even though I saw all the people on the screen, that when it played for you guys, you only saw one person at a time. So I'm learning here too. Anyway, thank you and thanks for the comments in the chat. The next person, actually, I got a message from Tiara, who is also in our cast. Tiara is from is a member of the TO, and she has made a movie with her sisters. And unfortunately, she was going to come with us, be with us tonight. And unfortunately, she isn't feeling well right now. I just got a message from her on Facebook. So, but I can tell you a little bit about her project. It's called Traditions with Family by Tierra Domingo. She is singing the Sunflower Song taught to her by Michael Ennis. And I love this. I love this video. How's it going, Dan?
Let's give it a try. I've got it queued up. So let's see what happens.
Amahajan yai chuta kamohadoni na tonorek kamohadoni na tonorek siarim tonorek ushanyem siarim tonorek ushanyem hajan yai chuta sapojut gajen Kamohadoni na tagyo, kamohadoni na tagyo, tashai tonori. Amahajan yai chuta, kamohadoni na tonorek, kamohadoni na tonorek. Siarim tonorek, ushanyem siarim tonorek, ushanyem hajan yai chuta sapojur gajen.
That is just great. I love that too.
Yeah, that's Tierra's sisters there, so that's why she calls it Family with Traditions. And yeah, I saw that actually. So I saw that on Facebook. Her mom was sharing it all over the place, with the subject saying "TO represent," and it said, "Would you like to be in our play?" And so she's playing a main character, Hashan, in our play Regeneration. So we're really honored to have her. It looks like Mark has raised his hand.
Yeah, I wanted to mention that the game they were playing is called Toka, and only the women play Toka because it's too rough for the men.
Yep.
Thanks for that, Mark. Mark's going to be telling a story in the second half. And Mark, you need some more light in your room.
Yep.
Just letting you know.
Yep.
Okay.
Actually, Mark is up next. So.
Oh, okay. So, Mark, can you fix your lighting before you begin?
How's that?
Okay, we're not seeing you. Can you pin Mark? Oh,
yep.
It's
Give me a second.
pretty blurry.
I'm blurry?
Yeah, you're very blurry on my screen.
Actually, I'm a blurry kind of guy, so.
Oh, come on. I wonder, can you try scooting back a little bit and see if that helps? No, it doesn't. And you have more, so, yeah. You don't have any more source of light. Okay. All right. Well, I guess we're going to get you blurry. Mark is an excellent storyteller. He's been telling stories for like 20 years, right, Mark?
No, longer than that. I started as a professional in '86.
Wow. So anyway, do you think it would help if Mark went out and came back again, that he might have some better bandwidth issues?
No, I think that's the best we're going to get with the camera and whatever.
Yeah,
so
I think this is it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, we'll listen. Maybe it'll be an audio story. Because okay, then take it away, Mark. Then.
All right. I'm sorry, Dan. This is going to have to be live. You can't do any messing with the tech on this one. I apologize. So.
That's okay, Mark. We'll work it out.
Yeah, I mentioned I've been telling stories for a long time. The story I'm going to tell you tonight is from the Tono Autumn. And I got it from a man named Danny Lopez, who, when I was teaching out on the reservation at the primary school for about 4 years. He was our resource cultural specialist who would come in the room every week and tell stories and do songs with the kids and so forth. So this is Tortoise and Coyote, and I've heard different versions of this, but this is the one I got from Danny Lopez. Hoo-hoo. Long ago, the Great Spirit looked out on the desert and decided it needed something for the people. He looked around and he found a plant, a cactus that gave delicious fruit. And he decided he would have that plant planted all over the Tohono, the desert, for the people to gather the fruit and eat it. So he got a whole bunch of the seeds, and then he looked for someone who could do the planting for him. And he thought about it a long time. He decided Tortoise would be the best candidate to plant the seeds because he was very careful, very thoughtful in everything he did. So the Great Spirit gave the seeds to Tortoise in a leather pouch and told him to plant them all over the whole desert evenly so people would always find the fruit when they needed it. Tortoise took his job very seriously. He went out and started walking across the desert. He would find a spot that he liked and he would dig a little hole and drop a couple seeds in it and cover it back up again, then go on. He was walking along the top of a ridge, and Coyote saw him. He saw him walk for a few steps, then dig in the dirt, and then looked like he dropped something down, and then he covered it back up and walked on, and Coyote wondered what he was up to. So he ran up there, kind of came up behind Tortoise and said, "Hey, Turtle, what are you doing?" Tortoise goes, "Oh, Coyote, leave me alone. I'm busy. I have a job to do. I don't have time for your nonsense." Coyote says, "Well, just tell me what you're doing. I've been watching you. I can't figure it out." Tortoise goes, "I'm planting seeds, Coyote. The Great Spirit gave them to me to plant them all over the desert." "What kind of seeds?" "They're a special plant called the Hashan, the saguaro." "Oh, yeah? What kind of plant is it?" "It's a cactus." "Oh, Turtle, we don't need no more cactus on this desert. We got cactus all over the place." Tortoise goes, "No, this is a different kind of cactus. This has delicious fruit, baidash, and you can gather it in the spring, and it's so good." Coyote goes, "I like fruit. That's pretty good. Okay, well, I understand why you're doing it then. But what are these seeds like? Can I see them?" Tortoise goes, No. You need to leave me alone, Coyote. I'm busy here. You need to go somewhere else. Let me alone. I can't show you them. I can't do it. The Great Spirit was very, very precise about this. I was to do this all by myself. Coyote says, "I just want to see him. I just want to take a little look. Can I just kind of see him?" Tortoise goes, "Coyote, please, you're such a nuisance. Just go away and leave me alone." No, just all I want to do is just see what the seeds look like." Tortoise goes, "Oh, Coyote. All right." So Tortoise took the pouch and he opened it up just a little bit, and Coyote kind of stuck his nose in there and he looked, he goes, "It's pretty dark. I can't see anything." The Tortoise opened it a little bit more and Coyote stuck his nose down in there and goes, "Boy, they look really tiny. Can you open up a little bit more?" Tortoise opens it up a little bit more and Coyote sticks his nose down and goes, "Wow, it looks like a lot of them. I can't see them real well still. Can you open it all the way up so I can see them really well?" So Tortoise opens the pouch up as wide as he can open it. And he holds it out in his hand for Coyote to look in. Coyote leans over it and he looks down into that pouch. And then he brings his paw up like that and he hits Tortoise's paw, and the pouch goes up in the air, and Tortoise watches it, just terror, as the seeds scatter all over the sky and fall down onto the ground and roll down the south side of the hill. Tortoise goes, Coyote, why did you do that? Coyote says, I'm just trying to help. Now you can go do something else. All your seeds are planted already. Oh, Coyote, said Tortoise. Poor Tortoise, he tried to pick up all those seeds. He wandered all over the desert. He's been wandering the desert ever since, trying to find all those seeds and gather them up again. But have you ever noticed that when you're out on the desert, how most of the saguaros grow on the south side of the hill? That's because of old Coyote slapping that pouch out of Tortoise's hand and all those seeds rolling down the south side of the hill. You'll find saguaro, Hashan, over most of the desert, but most of them, the place where you find the most of them is on the south side of the hill because of old Coyote and all his nuisance. Thus lessens the weight of my story, and yours is increased.
Thank you so much, Marc. I really enjoyed that.
You bet.
You're a master storyteller, Marc. Kathleen had her hand up. Did it relate to anything about the TO or storytelling?
There's a whole series of Tohono O'odham storytelling about the Hashan, about the saguaro cactus.
Wow. Then that's what I call my character of my play. So did anybody have any questions for Marc now? If you do, you can unmute or raise your hand, or I can look to see if there's anything in the chat. Just they said great story of your stories.
A little side note I can give you about the fruit of the saguaro and the fruit of the iipai, which is the prickly pear. The saguaro fruit, if you eat the seeds, it tends to give you the runs. You have to be kind of careful. But then the iipai, the fruit of the prickly pear, tends to constipate you. So what you do is if you get the runs from eating too many seeds of the saguaro, the Hashan, the baidash, I'll only have a few months to wait until the iipai is ripening and you can get relief then.
Gee, only a few months.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Marc.
You
That's
bet.
very vivid.
A little desert knowledge that can go a long way if you need it.
Holly wrote months? Exclamation point, exclamation point, question mark, question mark. Thank you so much, Marc, for sharing your story. So who's up next? I don't think that Michelle's here. I don't see her on there.
I haven't seen her either. Michelle, are you out there by any chance? If not, I do have it queued up, so hopefully this will also play well. This is an excerpt from a movie that Jana and I both saw a little while ago. It's been on the film festival circuit and really an enjoyable movie. This is just an excerpt from that, talking about the Patagonia Treasure Trail. And in this case, of course, they're talking about mines going in the area. And so without giving out too much more, let's go ahead and play the clip.
Curious about What will you do if all of this does become an open pit mine? Oh, man. And I don't know. It would be really hard to find another place like this. Is that why you keep calling it God's country? Oh, that's just a figure of speech. But places like this are being destroyed everywhere. What about the cultural stuff? The arts? Where do you think a lot of art comes from? I do worry that support for the arts is disappearing. I think people like us are going extinct. Not yet. You and I are a lot alike. We're artists. We don't have a choice. We just are. There's the Cave of the Virgin of Guadalupe.
It's amazing that there are so many in these remote places.
Amazing how many mines there are up in these mountains. What's that sound? What sound? We better get the horses off the road. Easy. Great, idiots from the mine. Slow down before you kill someone! Mom, come quickly. What's the matter? You okay?
Yes, just come quick. You'll never believe what I just saw.
Oh, should I get my tracking guide?
Yes, definitely. Oh, I hope it hasn't gone too far.
What was it?
I don't know. Some kind of cat. It was beautiful.
Oh, a bobcat.
No, not a bobcat.
Wow, I just love that movie. So if nobody else is going to ask questions, I have some, but I do see that Michelle is here. It's under Patagonia Area Resource Alliance. Michelle, you want to unmute yourself and put on your camera so we can all see you and give you a great applause. Well, nobody can. We're all applauding you virtually. You don't see us, but so this is Michelle. She's actually in my screenwriting group, and so I'm super proud of her for like doing this wonderful movie and especially using her talents for important cause. So, what do you want to say, Michelle?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yep. Well, I was trying to make people aware of what's going on here, and I had made a documentary, and I thought maybe if I make a narrative, it might reach more people. And because the mines have been threatening to come in, and unfortunately, they actually have come in. They're not in full swing right now, but you know, we've had some successes in trying to stop them and fight them. But part of the movie also was about kind of equating the mom as an artist and the daughter as a flute player, art and appreciation of beauty with the destruction of the mountains and the wildlife and the water, as a difference in values. And that was part of what I was trying to express. So, and any questions?
Well, you did express that beautifully, and that was one of my questions, because I wondered why you had the mother and the daughter being artists. I love that about it. But I have a question. If anybody else has a question, if they're too shy to unmute, you can put it in chat. There people are saying, I love it. I love Patagonia. Nice, Michelle. My other question is, every time I watch this, so I've seen the whole movie and I just love it. And I sent it to my mom in Missouri, actually. So she's seen it. But my question is, how did you get all those animal shots?
Well, actually, I shot a lot of them myself. I live part-time in Patagonia, and there are a lot of animals here. But the ocelot, which the women end up following and trying to protect, because it was kind of a funny thing. I wanted to have an endangered species that really wasn't prevalent here in Patagonia, or actually hadn't been seen for a while, and an ocelot was one of those animals. And in the film, one of the people from the mine tries to kill it so they don't have to follow the environmental regulations around endangered species. And so I chose the ocelot because it hadn't been spotted for years. And 6 months after I shot the film, there was footage of an ocelot in the area. And since that time, there's been several. And now I've completely forgotten the question.
How did you get the shot? So
the ocelot, I actually used stock footage, and I had special effects combine it with the woods around Patagonia. So there's a special way you shoot if you want to do something like that. And I had worked in some action movies, so I kind of knew how they did that. So I did it with the animal.
So what roles did you have in this production then? What did you do on it?
I did a lot. Most of my experiences as a film editor in Los Angeles. And so I edited the film, I directed it, I co-wrote it, and I did everything that I possibly could so I could afford to make it, because I didn't pay myself.
I know that feeling. I used to be the queen of zero budget films, and they look like it. Not like your film, which looks beautiful.
Everybody else was paid, so that was good.
So how did you talk them into doing it?
Most people who worked on the film either wanted the experience and believed in the concept of the film and, you know, the message. And unfortunately, it's an ongoing fight everywhere. And, you know, you sort of hope one film is going to make a difference, but that's kind of silly. So, but it's one of the, hopefully, things that go in the right direction.
And how can people see the whole film? Can you put some kind of link in the chat for us?
Well, you can see it on Amazon. It's on Amazon Prime. And if I don't have an actual link, but I could, I don't try to figure that out if people don't have Amazon and want to see it.
Okay, thanks so much. Anybody else have any questions before we let her go? I think this was a real treat to have the filmmaker here to answer questions. So.
Yep, and I just want to say it was such a beautiful love story to Patagonia. I mean, it's just, I also just really love this film every time that I've seen it, and I have seen it more than once. Any questions anyone has? Because we do have some more left in the program, so I want to make sure if anybody does have a question, we can get that. But
just Trace, if you can look in the chat that Trace has, he says, we are building a library of best practices from Tucson and the world for how to make your neighborhood beautiful, safe, shaded, and fun, and build strong connections with neighbors in the process. It's going to be a new working group, building resilience by building community, and he needs your help. So I think that, yep, there he has. He's put his email, Trace has put his email address in the chat. So if you're interested in that project, just grab his email, trace@sustainabletucson.com. Okay.
.org. And
thank you. All right.
And it looks like Mark raised his hand. Mark, did you have a question?
To be honest, I'm still trying to figure out how this raise your hand, lower hand thing works. And so I accidentally raised it, and it's, I think I'm lowering it now. Yeah, that was it. So that was my
All
question.
right.
How does this work?
Great. Okay. Well, thanks for that. And yeah, that raise hand, lower hand thing can be kind of confusing at times. I do see, moving along in the program, I see that we do have Connie Brannock is in the room. Connie is, of course, if you've probably seen her around town back in the days when we could actually get around town. Connie is with Little House of Funk, and she has a song that she wrote as part of a series of songs she's been writing, kids' songs she's been writing. And so, Connie, I will let you do the intro and sing Greta the Great Horned Owl. I think you're muted, Connie.
There you go. Now can you hear me?
Yep, perfect.
Excellent, excellent.
And can you pin her, please, Dan? Dan, please pin her.
Yes, she's pinned.
All right. Well, since the pandemic has hit back in, well, March, when we really started to be aware of the fact that we might be in it for the long haul, when I was sequestered, I started writing children's songs, and I've always loved being outside. I'm a fledgling mountain bike rider. I've been riding for about 5 years and managed not to break any bones. And one of my favorite places to go is Tortolita Preserve. And in the strong arm cactus, which is the oldest and the mightiest cactus in the preserve, this beautiful great horned owl had her babies. And she was there for probably 4 months. And what a blessing to be able to go and ride. And actually, we felt like we were visiting with her because we'd stop and she wouldn't fly off. And we would just sit in the silence and in her presence. So anyway, this is here we go. Greta, the great horned owl. There's a great horned owl named Greta. Her head's the size of a moon. She flies through the sky with the great big wings and sweeps through the air like a broom. Greta, the great horned wonder. Her golden eyes practically glow. And when she turns her big head from side to side, I must say she puts on quite a show. Hoot, 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 hoot. Greta is somewhere nearby. Hoot, 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 hoot. Don't you love that great horned owl cry? Hoot, 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 hoot. All the world stops to listen. Hoot, 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 hoot. I wonder what Greta is wishing. She lives in a giant saguaro. Her owlets tucked into their nest. Hunting at night, she stays out of sight. A good breakfast is always her quest. Greta, the queen of the desert, makes such a beautiful sound. When the stars shine bright, she hoots in the night while Jupiter spins round and round. Hoot, 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 hoot. I wonder what Greta is wishing. There you go.
Yay! I know you don't get to get much applause, so here we go.
Love it. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to share my website for the. I do a lot of grown-up songwriting and play with a collective of wonderful musicians, and we mostly do funky stuff, blues and jazz. Boy, I've fallen in love with children's songs. So thank you so much for letting me be part of this, and I've loved all the presentations this evening.
And thank you again for joining us. It's unfortunate we can't see you at Cafe a la carte or some of the places we've seen you before, so maybe in the future, but it's nice to see you here tonight.
Dan, you've got some feedback going on, and so do I.
I'm going to mute myself. There you go.
So next, we were originally going to have a little game break, but I don't really have time for the game break. So we're going to move on to something else that is related. And I'm going to unpin you, Connie, so you don't have to keep seeing yourself. So there we go. So next, actually, we've got another story about an animal. And this is a story by my wife, Jana Segal-Stormont, and she's going to tell a story about the beaver family.
And you're going to pin me, right?
I am.
Awesome. Once there was a family of beavers who lived along a stream that flowed between two mountains. Every day they chopped down trees with their strong, square teeth. Every day they built a dam that stopped the flow of the rushing stream. every single day. There were times when baby beaver just wanted to go out and play or nibble on some leafy twigs. But whenever they heard the least little trickle, they all had to stop everything to fix the leak. Baby beaver dutifully followed his parents' example and stacked more sticks and mud to make the dam secure, grumbling the whole time. But even he had to admit it was a good dam. It held water in a big pond where he loved to splash and swim. And that dam made the water spread all the way out into the field, nourishing the earth, creating a woodland home for all kinds of critters. The beaver family built channels so they could swim right up to the trees and grab a stick for dinner and then swim safely back to their lodge. Well, at least they thought it was safe. One day, baby beaver was playing by the bank, gathering some funny-looking twigs, when a mountain lion spotted him in the distance. The mountain lion greedily licked his lips. But Mother Beaver saw that, and she wasn't going to have her baby taken away from her. No way. She slapped that water with her paddle-like tail so hard that it practically split the stream in two. Even the mountain lion was stunned. He quickly regained his composure, but not before baby beaver had gotten the message and was paddling quickly through the channels, finally arriving safely and snuggling his grateful parents. But that wasn't the only danger that beaver family faced. That summer, there was a fire. A large and terrible fire on the, the beaver family, that summer there was a fire, a large and terrible fire on the western mountain. The beaver family hid deep inside their lodge, praying that it wouldn't catch on fire like the western mountain had. Baby beaver wished that he had been born an owl so he could just fly away. The humans on the eastern side were holed up as well, terrified of losing their homes and everything in them. But when the fire reached the pond that the beavers built with the dam, an amazing thing happened. The fire couldn't jump it like it had the other stream. That wide pond stopped that fire in its tracks. The beavers watched and waited till it was safe to go outside again. And when the beaver family finally did go back to work, baby beaver gladly did his share. He was often the first one out there to fix a leak in the dam. The humans, on the other hand, were shocked. They couldn't believe what had happened. The fire, the large and terrible fire, destined to wipe them all out, had been stopped by a bunch of funny, webbed-foot, paddle-tailed rodents who had been labeled pests by the people of the village. Now they owed their lives and their livelihoods to the beavers. What could they do to thank them? They couldn't exactly hold a bake sale. I mean, giving money to wild animals is against the law. They asked themselves, how could they do better in the future? And they learned. They learned to take the beaver's example and work with nature, not against it. They learned to slow down, spread out, and sink in the water to restore that watershed and make a flourishing habitat for all kinds of wildlife. But most of all, they learned to hold and snuggle their loved ones tight.
Okay, thank you, Jana.
So I do want to say a little something about this. The reason that I wrote this story was because beavers are being reintroduced into the Cienega Creek area because the beavers actually do, their dams will spread out the water and it helps to restore the whole habitat. So Dan, what is the name of the organizations that's reintroducing the beavers?
Well, it's actually Arizona Fish and Game, but they have a number of conservation groups that are working with them for the planning, including Watershed Management Group and others, which I don't have the whole list offhand.
But so anyway, one of the biggest predators isn't really that mountain lion, it's really people. And so the reason that I wrote this story is so that people can understand, you know, how important beavers are to us. Once we had so many beavers, and they killed them all off. Anyway, but if you're interested in it, there's a wonderful movie called Beaver Believers that has that fire in it. There actually was a fire. So that was really cool. And the beavers had built this dam between the two mountains, and the fire did not pass it. So it's based on that true story.
Yep. And yeah, that is a really great movie if you get a chance to see it. And I believe it's available in most of the usual locations that you can find movies. So unless anyone has any questions or anything, I notice it is getting kind of late here and we still have some more things on our program. I also noticed that Bryce Rogers is here with us, who Bryce is a songwriter and modern bard, as he calls himself. So Bryce, would you like to give a little introduction, and then you are going to sing Consumer Minds?
Hey there! Super excited to be here tonight at the Sustainapalooza. Thank you for having me, guys. It's great to be here. I'm going to play a song for you called Consumer Minds, which is about my feelings of frustration about consumer culture, people not caring about our environment too much, and sometimes feeling like a cog in the machine. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm kind of loud, so I'm going to try to tone it down for this a little bit. I'm going to scoot back. All right. Have we been here before? Always wanting more, more, more. We are drinking the wine, glidiness in the good times. It seems we don't want to see what's going on behind the scenes. Keep your eyes on the screen. Keep your eyes on your screens. What you want from me doesn't sound free. Consumer minds, slave to the enterprise. What you're hoping to see sounds so wrong to me. Consumer minds, slave to the enterprise. Have we been here before? Always wanting more, more, more. Why? Glowiness in the good times. They don't want us to see what's going on behind the scenes. Just keep your eyes on the screen. Just keep your eyes on the screen. What you wanted from me doesn't sound free. Consumer minds, slaves to the enterprise. What
Would you open the sea? Sounds so wrong to me. Consumer minds, slaves to the enterprise. Did you know we're free? At least relatively. We don't talk too much. We don't make a fuss. They destroy this land despite a greater plan. I will stand up. I've had enough. Did you know we're free? At least relatively. We don't talk too much. We don't make a fuss. They destroy this land despite a greater plan. I will stand up. I will stand up. I will stand up. Oh. What you want from me doesn't sound free. Consumer minds, slaves to the enterprise. But you open the sea sounds so wrong to me. Consumer minds, slaves to the enterprise. Consumer minds, consumer minds.
All right. That was great. Thank you so much, Bryce. And would you like to share where people can find more from you? I mean, I really enjoyed that, but of course it's just the one song. So would you like to share where we can hear more of your music? Because I really did enjoy that.
Oh, thank you so much, Dan. Yeah, the easiest place to find me is on YouTube. I post there every week, live acoustic performances in nature. I try to get around to some beautiful spots. And that's just my name, Bryce J Rogers, and look for the pretty scenery. I'm actually on my 98th video. I'm just about to get to 100, so really stoked about that. So you should check it out.
That is amazing. That's a milestone. So yeah, we'll try and be there for the 100th. That's awesome. So that's 2 weeks from now, right?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
All right.
Thanks so much, Bryce. Thanks for coming. It's good to see you, finally see you. I've been talking to you on Facebook.
Yeah, thank you so much for hosting this, Jana and Dan. You guys are amazing. And everybody here tonight, you're all so incredible. It's been a really fun watching this. So thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for sharing your talent for sustainability too. So yeah, I want to mention that so we've got an awesome cooking demonstration coming up, but also Jeremy, my son, has a story he wrote just for this event. So I hope you'll stay. I think the cooking demonstration is around 10 minutes. And so if you could stay for Jeremy's story, I think it's only, a few minutes long too. And if anybody's still here after that, we have a sing-along that me and Dwayne rewrote the lyrics for My Favorite Things to Sustainable Things. But anyway, please do stay for Jeremy's at least. So anyway.
Shameless plug. Anyway, yes, I'm going to go ahead and Carolyn, I see you're here. If you'd like to go ahead and say a few words while I cue this up. And hopefully I may have to use my microphone again to get the audio just because of the format this is in. But it will also be up on YouTube, so you can see this again and enjoy this recipe if you can't remember it. So good evening, Carolyn. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi there. I can't see myself, but I guess can other people see me?
Yep, we're seeing you.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, I wanted to put together something that was easy for people to do who weren't bakers. And so this just involves an edible wild plant, which is easy to gather, barrel cactus seeds, and no baking. So, and I had to make it twice, actually. The first time I talked too much. And so it was too difficult to try and edit it down. So I just redid it again. And so I've eaten a lot of these things, and they were really delicious. So I can suggest that you might try them, and they're really fun.
And I would point out that the recipe is in the chat.
Great. And yes, we'll also post it on the YouTube video, so you'll have the recipe there. And hopefully the barrel cactus seeds don't cause the same problem that Marc was mentioning about the saguaro seeds. So we'll see.
I don't think so in any way. You're not using a lot. You're only using a tablespoon. I don't think that's going to hurt anybody.
I don't think so. Okay, so let's go ahead and roll the video.
Hi, I'm Carolyn Niethammer. My new book, A Desert Feast Celebrating Tucson's Culinary Heritage, tells the stories of what Tucsonans have been eating over the last 10,000 years. It is the answer to why Tucson was named a UNESCO City of Gastronomy. The historical tales are fascinating, but so are the stories of how today Tucsonans are using the delicious local heritage foods. Now, my new book, which is here, Desert Feast, is mostly about stories with just a few recipes. There wasn't anything really appropriate in here for our event today. So the recipe that we're going to do today, crispy barrel cactus seed chips, comes from my previous cookbook, Cooking the Wild Southwest, Delicious Recipes for Desert Plants, which talks about 23 different desert plants that are tasty, easy to gather, and can't be confused with anything that's going to hurt you. So let's get going on our barrel cactus seed chips. So we're going to start with barrel cactus. So the nice thing about barrel cactus fruits is that they have no prickers. They grow on barrel cactuses, which are usually low or not much higher than knee height, and they stay ripe for a long time. Now let's see what happened to my, okay, so we'll cut the cactus seed in half. Now, when they're fresh, when you've just picked them, these seeds are fresh and kind of sticky in there, and you can't get them all out easily. But one way to make it a lot quicker is to cut them the day before you want to use them and just put them out in the sun. And once they are just a little bit dry, look how easy those seeds just come right out. So what we want is about a tablespoon of seeds. Okay, so there's lots of seeds in each fruit, so you don't need many to get a tablespoon of seeds. So I think that's what we've got. Now, we're going to include those seeds with some other seeds that have a nice Southwest flavor. Now, in the recipe I sent you, it says mustard seeds, but I don't have any right now. So what we're going to use instead is coriander seeds. Now, coriander seeds are the seed of the cilantro plant. So I let my cilantro plants go to seed last spring. And so I have a lot of nice coriander seeds, and we're going to grind them all up. Now, one of the reasons that we're going to grind them up is because you've seen these barrel cactus seeds are really slippery. They'll roll around, and if we didn't grind them up a little bit, they would slip right off of our chips. So we are going to grind them up with some other delicious seeds. And so we're going to put them here. I have this little coffee grinder that I use just for seeds, and I use something else for coffee. So here we have my coriander seeds, which go really well with these cumin. It's a southwestern flavor that's very recognizable to us. And then a little freshly ground pepper and some coarse salt. We want it to be nice and coarse. Okay, so we will grind these all up. Now, we don't want to grind it to a powder. We just want to knock the edges off of those barrel cactus seeds so they will stick onto our chips. Now, what we have here is some whole wheat pitas that I've cut into rounds. For each half of a pita, about 6 pieces. So you get about 12 pieces out of each pita bread. And we'll spread them out. And we have some nice olive oil here. And we'll just brush them with olive oil. I'm using a pastry brush, but if you don't have a pastry brush, you can just use a regular brush, a clean brush, or you can use a spoon and smear it around with your fingers. It's pretty easy. Now, one thing that's interesting about barrel cactus is they stay fresh on the plant for a long time. It's not like saguaros that you have to get them right away. And the Native Americans who relied on wild plants often left those as the last to gather. By the time their mesquite pods were all wormy, those barrel cactus fruits were still there and they could get them. Okay, so now we're going to take this, move these out of the way, this seed mixture and put it on our pita rounds really thick because we want that nice flavor, really strong flavor. What can you do with these? Well, sooner or later we're going to have cocktail parties again, or all kinds of parties where we'll be expected to take food, and this is a good thing to take. Now, when you're introducing a wild food, you want to make sure to take something that's recognizable. You don't want to come with something that's so weird that people will back away, people who are reluctant to try new flavors. Start them off with something very, very recognizable, like these. Nice things. Okay, now we're not going to do all of them because we want to move this little video ahead, but we'll put them on a tray, our tray here, and we're going to put them in the oven. We've heated our oven for 350, and they'll take anywhere between 5 and 7 minutes. But do be careful to check them at 5 minutes. You don't want to go to all this trouble harvesting your barrel cactus seeds and then have them over brown or worse, burnt to a crisp. So we're going to put them in our 350-degree oven now. Okay, we're back after about 6 minutes. Let's see, let's take this out. Okay, here they are. They're nice and crisp and they look delicious. Now, if you want to serve them, you probably might position them like this to take on the table. And they are crunchy and they are savory. And I hope you have a good time with barrel cactus seeds.
All right. Thank you, Carolyn. That was kind of like, the Julia Child secret there. It's like, look, the turkey came right out of the oven. So yeah, we really enjoyed that part. And thank you so much for taking the time. I do have to say, this was not an easy thing for Carolyn. We're talking about having all of these tech issues. We went through a lot. I know, especially you went through a lot of issues trying to get this done. And so I really appreciate you taking the time and sticking with it. And it was my pleasure to get it put together to have a complete video with it. And would you like to tell anyone, I did have it there on the last slide, but it was up there only for a few seconds, about where to find your new book or any of your old books?
Well, I'm delighted that a lot of places in town have been willing to carry it and excited about it. You can get it through Native Seeds. Presidio has it. It's out at the Desert Museum. Antigone has a few copies. And the new restaurant that Don Guerra is doing, I know they've ordered some copies and they'll be in the mail, so you'll be able to get it there as well.
That's great. Yeah, and I have a barrel cactus out in the backyard, so I'm thinking we need to try out that recipe because I never know what to do with those fruit. They just sit there, and you're right, they don't go bad. They look pretty good for a long time. So yeah, we need to
I
try
don't
that
know.
out.
I don't know if you could really hear it. On my computer, it was very, very soft. But the thing to do is cut them up before the day before you want to use them and just put them out in the sun. And then it'll be much easier to get the seeds out. They'll just flick out.
Yep. Yeah, and my apologies. I should have caught that. It sounded fine when I was doing the editing on the video, but now playing it with all these others, it's like, oh, the volume was a little low. I should have tweaked that. So I may try and fix that before we do the put it up on YouTube. But this will be up on YouTube as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Carolyn.
Yeah, it's been fun hearing everybody's stories. It's been a very pleasant evening.
And now we have my son, Jeremy.
Hello. A way to pin yourself?
I've got you pinned.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay, might as well just start. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Ah, another day in the office. My name is Bug, Ladybug, and I work in the homicide department here. Hey, sorry to interrupt your internal monologue, but we got a new case. Oh, let me see that. Oh, Buzz, I knew him. He worked in the pollen department. Poor guy. He was 1 week away from retirement. What, so like half his lifespan? Yeah, pretty much. Well, let's go visit the corpse. Dun, 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 dun. Well, that's a corpse. Huh. Hey, look at those legs. There's a bunch of pollen on them. Yeah, must have been getting ready for something. Oh, look at all these footprints. Yeah, must have taken an army to take him down. Yeah. Or a millipede. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I don't know anything about what you're talking about. Hey, don't make us break a couple hundred of your legs. Oh, dear. Well, okay. I mean, I saw that he might have got into a fight with the honeybee, but other than that, I know nothing. Please don't hurt me. Dun, 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 dun. It sure was fun hiding him. Yeah, it was. Now, Mr. Honeybee, tell us, why did you decide to murder him? Why would you think that I did it? That's ridiculous. Just because I happen to come from Europe, that's silly. You know what I did see that was weird was that there was this weird kite thing flying around all night. But no, I didn't kill him. A kite. I don't think that could be it. But maybe a moth. Dun, 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 dun. So, Mr. Moth, where were you last night? Oh, well, I was looking for a place to lay my eggs. Your eggs? Well, what's wrong with I don't know, say that leaf over there? Oh, well, I can't lay it on that. It's got Patagonia all over it. Pava, what? Oh, I think I got this whole case figured out. You know? Yeah. You see, what happened was, last night, Buzz decided to go for a late night pollen snack. He gets into a fight with Honey, but he's about twice as big as him. Not a very good flyer, but big. So he wins. He lands on the plant. Little does he know it's got a powerful aroma about it that isn't natural. It's a perfume of death. Takes in too big a whiff, and he ends up dead. And before that, millipede walks by, hence the tracks. That's the case. Wow, that's some real good thinking over there. Yeah. Oh, one more thing. I always thought that I was in the homicide department. Turns out I'm in the pesticide department. Huh. Hey, care for a glazed David? Thank you, Dan.
Right. Thank you, Jeremy.
Yay, that's my baby. Proud of him. So Jeremy, I don't know if you're where you can hear this, but somebody said, I love this, comedy gold, haha, pesticide department.
Yeah, I can also read the chat.
Oh, okay. I didn't know where you were. Okay.
I'm in the house.
Yeah, he's in the next room over, you guys. Okay, so we're wrapping things up with Dan. And
We're
actually,
getting ready to wrap, and I need to unpin Jeremy so that we can see. And yeah, the sound may not be great on this because I may not be able to share it the way I would like to, but we're going to give it a try. So this is a sing-along. So everyone start warming up your voices. This is the last thing we've got to round out the night. And I just pinned him, and I meant to unpin him.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
And, yeah,
okay.
wait. You're actually Dwayne's supposed to make a little speech about this.
Oh yes, Dwayne, please do tell us about your inspiration for the lyrics.
Well, the inspiration was actually Jana, who suggested the song and did a verse, and then I did a verse, and the last part. So we did this on recording because, as many people may know, when you try to sing through Zoom or whatever, you can't get the timing. So we're gonna have the couple of verses. There's 2 verses in the end, and that's gonna be sung. And if the audio works, great. If not, you might have to supply it. And my understanding is that that Dan has made the video have the words, the alternate words to My Favorite Things. They should appear on the screen. And don't try to have your mic open and sing, but just mute and enjoy. And so if you want to listen the first time and the audio works, you can do that. And then it'll go a second time and you can join along or join along for both.
Raindrops on rooftops that skid down to rain tanks. Streets lined with curb cuts and tree covered stream banks. Brown wood chip mulch and weeds sink in the rain. Wildlife that nest in our desert terrain.
Solar and wind powering bikes, cars, and houses. Work that gives dignity, hope that arouses. Missiles and jets turn to plowshares and songs. These are the things my sustaining heart longs for.
Raindrops on rooftops that skid down to rain tanks. Streets lined with curb cuts and tree covered stream banks. Brown wood chip mulch and weeds sink in the rain. Wildlife that nest in our desert terrain.
When the lies fly, when the wars rage, when our planet's trashed,
we simply protect generations to come,
and not all our hopes are dashed.
Raindrops on rooftops that skid down to rain tanks. Streets lined with curb cuts and tree covered stream banks. Brown wood chip mulch and weeds sink in the rain. Wildlife that nest in our desert terrain.
Solar and wind powering bikes, cars, and houses. Work that gives dignity, hope that arouses. Missiles and jets turn to plowshares and songs. These are the things my sustaining heart longs for.
Raindrops on rooftops that skid down to rain tanks. Streets lined with curb cuts and tree covered stream banks. Brown wood chip mulch and weeds sink in the rain. Wildlife that nest in our desert terrain.
When the lies fly, when the wars rage, when our planet's trashed,
we simply protect generations to come,
and not all our hopes are dashed.
Yay! Hopefully everyone enjoyed that. It was fun to put that together.
So anyway, I think that's the end of it. And I want to thank all of our artists for sustainability and for everybody else who bared with us with our technical problems. I wish I could have just showed all you guys off so well as you deserve to be, but I hope you'll look up all the artists because they all have done some great work tonight. So.
And I did want to share one thing for next year, starting in January. The Sustainable Tucson Ambassadors Program is going to be starting. So we just got the webpage up today. You can go check it out at sustainabletucson.org/ambassadors to find out about the training that will be starting in January. And just wanted to make you aware of that. Thank you again for being with us tonight. It was a pleasure, and may you have a blessed holiday season, whatever your tradition, whatever tradition you follow. And thank you so much for sticking with us. And we will put up videos of these things, especially the ones that didn't quite play as well. And so be looking for that on YouTube, and of course a recording of the entire program as well.
So I want to wish everybody a great holiday, whatever holiday that you celebrate.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you. Have a great holiday.
Night, everybody.